not particularly on the 27th night. No, the odd nights of the last 10 nights. What's its reward? It is better than 1,000 months. About 1,000 months. In other words, he who stays up that night and seeks the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala, prays, does a lot of acts of worship during the night of the Laylatul Qadr, all his sins will be forgiven. All his sins will be forgiven. As for i'tikaf, before that, how do you sort of revive the night of decree? What are you supposed to do? It's not like a lot of people do, where they turn the lights off and start saying Allah, Allah, or hu. No. You might find this in the Kemba Mosque or Auburn Mosque. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Those who have the ability to change that there, please change it. You are committing good for Islam, inshallah. It is your duty in that night to pray a lot, recite Quran, remember Allah Ta'ala a lot on your own. Isolate yourself. Isolate yourself. And Muhammad Sallallahu in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, he would wake up his whole family, his wives. And what the hadith mentions, Aisha, he would tie the belt, meaning he would tie the belt of worship and increase the worship in the last 10 nights especially. He would tie the belt, as Aisha mentions, and increase the worship. And tightening the belt means he restrains himself. He constricts himself in the last 10 nights, especially to do nothing which is worldly, only Islamically. Divine lifestyle in the last 10 nights. Not to be a Sufi, a mystic Sufi sitting down and meditating, no. But to worship Allah Ta'ala through prayer, reading Quran, remembrance, all things that Allah is pleased with. What's the signs of Laylatul Qadr? The signs of the night of decree. In the morning you see the sun with beautiful rays. You will know that Laylatul Qadr was that night. The sun comes out beautiful with rays that are enlightening, very nice. Likewise, it is a peaceful and calmful night. Very peaceful and calmful night. As for i'tikaf, which is known linguistically as seclusion or isolation, which is to seclude yourself in the corner of a mosque or in the corner of a place that you would like to do i'tikaf, this is highly advised, as Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would do this at the end of every Ramadan, 10 nights. The last 10 nights, he would seclude himself. Even the ladies are allowed. Even the ladies, if there is a facility that provides the lady with i'tikaf, it is advised, as Muhammad Sallallahu and his wives done i'tikaf. If you're able to do it together, it is even allowed. Your wife and yourself, if you can do it together in the same complex, you are allowed, as long as there's no fitna, which is the ladies seeing the men and the men seeing the ladies. And this likewise is advised in the last 10 nights. What are you supposed to do in i'tikaf? Isolate yourself. Do not talk about anything worldly. It's got to be restricted, absolutely worship. Nothing else. Do not talk about merchandise, about trade. Do not go do your shopping and so forth. No. You are allowed to leave the mosque or the place where you're doing i'tikaf for a reason. The reason may be going to the toilet or performing wudu. You may need to go to the doctor if it's urgent. You may need to fulfill a duty for the wife that she cannot fulfill. Anything that is a dire need, a necessity that allows you to leave the area where i'tikaf is being performed by you. Now, it's all night and all day for the last 10 nights. You can do it for the last 5 nights. I'tikaf is not restricted to a certain day, but the sunnah is 10 nights. You can do it for 30 nights. You can do it for 5 nights. You can do it for 1 night if you want. You can do it for the days without the nights. It all goes to your intention, for indeed all actions are but by intention. No, you are not allowed to do it at home. I'tikaf must be in a place of worship. The intention, very good Jama'ah. The intention is plays a major role in Islam. Your intention must be intended before the appearance of Fajr for every single night. In other words, for an obligated fast, you are conditioned, your fast is conditioned that you do the intention. And this must be performed before the appearance of dawn. Now the question here comes, are you allowed to intend for the whole 30 days. In other words, Ramadan, say, is on Sunday. Saturday, are you allowed to intend for the 30 coming days to say, I intend? You do not utter. Be careful. You do not utter. There's no room for utterance for this intention. You intend only with the heart. Your intention, the place for it is in the heart, not on the tongue. When you intend for the 30 days, are you allowed to intend for 30 days? The stronger opinion is that you are allowed. The start of the Ramadan, you say, inshallah, you don't say, you intend that I am going to fast 30 days of Ramadan, and inshallah, that will suffice you for the whole month. If you do not do that, you intend for every single night before the appearance of Fajr. Fadl ya Abdul Ghani.
When you wake up for suhoor, isn't that intention already anyway?
Absolutely. But what if you do not wake up for suhoor? Absolutely. The intention is there without you intending. However, intend. Any more questions? Fadl ya Habibi.
Is it haram to break your fast before time?
Is it haram to break your fast before time? I think so. Why should you break your fast before time? You haven't fasted.
By accident.
By accident is not an issue, as it happened to Asma bint Abi Bakr. She saw the clouds darken the sky, and she thought that the time of sunset has appeared. And she broke her fast. Suddenly, the clouds vanished, and she saw the rays of the sun. She said, light. She saw light. She said, Subhanallah. What have I done? So she told Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam of her action. He did not obligate upon her due to her mistake. It's a mistake, huh? Due to her mistake that she had to make up another day. She does not. It's like the situation of forgetfulness. Thus, there's no harm, inshallah, on that person. It is something that Allah has blessed you with. So, inshallah, say alhamdulillah.
You know how when we go to bed in the night time during Ramadan, we always have an intention, morning we have to wake up for shuhur. And then we found out at 7 o'clock when we open our eyes.
Astaghfirullah, Fajr is gone too. Not only suhoor, Fajr as well.
Now I was reading somewhere it says, if you wanted to fast, have something quickly and fast. Even though you woke up at 7 o'clock.
Absolutely not. If the appearance of Fajr has appeared and you've woken up only after the appearance, you are not allowed to touch anything after that. You are not allowed to touch a single drop of water nor a single morsel of food. Now, تفضل يا أستاذ ماهر.
Shaykh, I'm just a little bit confused. You know, you're saying that the charity, the zakat, can't be in the form of money. It must be in the form of food or sustenance. In Australia, is there anyone that's really poor? So that's why probably people send it overseas.
Very good, Mahir. He's referring to Zakat al-Fitr again, which is supposed to be given before Eid. Before Eid, and anything after Eid, it's not called Zakat al-Fitr anymore. It's called what? Sadaqah, charity. And you lose the blessing of Zakat al-Fitr. How is it to be given? It must be given with food. Now, the people that you give it to, if you cannot find anyone in Australia, and I must agree it's probably hard, but however, there are people. If you cannot find anyone, you do not know of anyone, you are allowed to give it to organizations, as long as you tell them, you make sure that organization is authentic, is genuine, that you tell them that I want this given in exchange to food.
And what if there's someone overseas that you trust?
Very good. You are allowed. We do that, Ya Mahir. We do that. We do that. When we give our Zakat al-Fitr, I send it to my relatives, who are likewise over there, my Shaykh. Now, when we give it to them, we say, Zakat al-Fitr. I do not have to explain to him what to do. He understands the scenario. So, he exchanges it for food before Eid. Before Eid. Now, you got to make sure it's a genuine source. A genuine source. Don't give it to every habba or dabba you don't know about. And you say, khalas, I've done my problem, or I've done this. No, it's not acceptable. Make sure that it's exchanged to food. Brother Adam, go to the ladies section. It's an obligation, a command from your sister. Now,